OnePlus 8T, the Android flagship that we deserve, and going back to the roots of what OnePlus is, if you're a OnePlus fan, you will recognize this type of device, and it's a very clever flagship from OnePlus this time. So I want to give you all the latest information on the OnePlus 8T and also give you a little bit of insight into why OnePlus have done what they've done with this phone. So we have no OnePlus 8T Pro this year, and it's not going to be called the Pro as much as OnePlus want to call this the Ultra. Ultra stops at nothing, even though this isn't an Ultra or a Pro device, and Ultra is kind of Samsung branding, but hey, this is what OnePlus have gone for. But exactly why I think the OnePlus 8T is the Android flagship that most people deserve is because it's not Ultra. Nothing in this phone really is Ultra premium or ultra flagship, but that's kind of what the market is wanting these days. A more affordable flagship with some really key specs, and that's what OnePlus is about. So there's two main areas that the OnePlus 8T focuses on. The first is the screen, what we've come to expect, and the second actually is the charging. In reality though, both of these technologies are not Ultra. Ultra stops at nothing. Kind of doesn't make sense. Both of these technologies are compromises, not the very best of the best, but actually really good enough, and hopefully will mean that OnePlus can give us a more competitive price, which is what we want. So we have the iPhone 12 launching very soon, with the iPhone 12 mini, the new one, the 5.4 inch, being the cheapest of the bunch, coming in at a competitive price. We also have the Galaxy S20 Fan Edition, which is also really competitive in terms of the price as well. Then we have the Pixel 5 also launching very soon, around $700. So there is a ton of competition at this price point, which is exactly where OnePlus are doing their phone, maybe around the $700 mark as well. So where the OnePlus 8 Pro absolutely blew the doors off, it's a $1,000 flagship with a curved display and all of the best that OnePlus could throw at a device. The OnePlus 8T actually makes some compromises to lower the price. The first is a flat display. So even though OnePlus are pouring money into this screen, a really high quality 120Hz OLED display, it isn't curved, and that means the phone can be cheaper. So it's a compromise, but it's a key and core spec. Cheaper price, cheaper component, but giving us everything we want. That is what OnePlus does. Next we come to the charging, and this is also really interesting. 65 watts is mental, insane, and pretty much beats everything else out there, except for, well, the other companies in the OnePlus BBK umbrella, Realme and Oppo. So in reality, 65 watt charging is actually a year-old cast-off from Oppo. They came out with it literally a year ago in the Oppo Reno Ace, and that's a year old, but it's still an amazing spec. But obviously, as Oppo have moved to 125 watt, Realme to 120 watt, it means that OnePlus can actually offer a super great spec, but at a more competitive price, and make sure the phone in general is more rounded. And again, that is what OnePlus is known for. Next, we have the Snapdragon 865, and it's actually really important as well when you look at the competition, because you have the Pixel 5, which is going to be a similar price with a mid-range chipset. So definitely makes the OnePlus 8T more compelling. And you also have the Galaxy S20 Fan Edition, which is really interesting too, because in some markets you might be getting Exynos chipsets. Some people don't like those, which also makes the Snapdragon 865 in the OnePlus 8T more compelling too. So as much as OnePlus do try to completely overhype this phone, call it Ultra, it actually isn't at all. But that's actually why I think it's a really great phone, because it concentrates on the core specs that smartphone fans want and OnePlus want, which is 120Hz, super fast charging, the best processor, but in fact not Ultra, meaning that we can hopefully get it at a lower price and it actually be more competitive. And that is what OnePlus does. That is what OnePlus fans want from OnePlus. So we look forward to October 14th for the official launch of the OnePlus 8T. Also OnePlus Watch, that's exciting, and a bunch of other products from OnePlus as well. So a lot to be excited about. The OnePlus 8T going back to OnePlus's roots, giving us a hopefully competitively priced smartphone with some really good core specs, and Oxygen OS 11, which I'm looking forward to as well. Let me know if you think the OnePlus 8T is competitive against the S20 Fan Edition in particular, maybe some other phones that are out right now. Would you go for this or one of those? Let me know in the comments as always. That's it for now though. Thank you for watching. Thumbs up if you liked it, and I'll see you in the next one.